Hey, you!
Hey everyone, this is Sleakozzy here, and welcome back, guys, to another video. Today, I have some amazing art to show you guys from Fortnite Insider. All the links and everything will be in the description down below, so you guys can go down there, check them out for yourselves. But before we get into the video, if you guys are hyped for this video, please do show support by leaving a like on it. If you're new here, then subscribe to the channel to keep up to date with all the new amazing Fortnite content coming your way. So, Fortnite Insider have released an article going in detail about a really cool vending machine concept that I think would be better for vending machines, but it would be a little bit more on the riskier side than it is currently. Now, the current vending machines in the game, you trade in a certain amount of materials for a weapon that you see on the screen. These range from grey to green to blue to purple to legendary, and the requirements for, you know, the materials go up as the rarity of the item that you want goes up. Now, this concept takes that idea and throws it completely out of the window, and it's basically a mystery gambling system where you put in your items and you have a random chance of getting something that you want. So what I'm going to do is put the image on screen for you guys right now so you can see what it looks like. And going from left to right, you can see the three vending machines. So you put in 500 wood, it scrolls through all the different items that are in the list, and it picks one of them, and in this case, you hit the jackpot, you got a gold scar. Now, this is basically saying that, you know, it's at your own risk. If you have materials that you want to spend, you might get something good, you might not get something good, and it's a very high risk thing because 500 wood is a lot. 500 wood is amazing to use as building materials and to defend yourself and to go on the offensive and push people. Wood and metal and brick in this game are, you know, amazing. Building in Fortnite is one of, like, the building blocks of the game. It's what the game is about. It's what sets it apart from all the other Battle Royale games. You can destroy everything, you can build stuff. So, having 500 wood just completely taken away from you, and you have a random chance at getting something good, I mean, knowing my luck, I'd get like a pistol or something, or like a grey revolver or something. I wouldn't get anything good from it. But with this system, it's essentially saying the more you put in, you know, the higher chance you have of getting something out of it. Now, I think that these should be in tiers like the current vending machines are in the game. So you have one where you spend 200 wood and you get rewards that are kind of okay. You spend 300 wood, you get slightly better rewards from the random selection. You spend 400 wood, you get better rewards. And then the highest one is 500 with like purple rocket launchers and heavy shotguns and guided missiles and scars in them. So the risk gets higher, but the opportunity to get amazing loot also increases as well. But I think this would be a better system across the board for vending machines, because as of right now, I think I mentioned this in my previous video. If it's not an RPG or a Chug Jug or a Scar, 9 times out of 10, no one's going to go for it, because once they found it, it's already mid to late game and everyone has their stuff. They've killed people, they've looted, they have the stuff. Obviously, there might be an occasion where you want something from the vending machine and you can go and get it, but the current system in the game, when it's late game and you have loads of materials, you don't feel the need to get anything else. You have all the stuff that you want. No vending machine can give you what you don't already have, most likely. So, with this system, you can kind of gamble away your materials that you've earned by farming or killing people in mid to late game to get yourself something that you want. So, for example, there's a guy that's building a lot, and he's, you know, that's all he does. He tries to outbuild you. He's building bases. He keeps rebuilding his bases, and you don't have an explosive weapon, and you have a lot of mats. You can be like, right, I'm going to gamble my mats away to try and see if I can get an RPG to take this guy out. That's essentially what's happening here. So, in terms of a system that could work, it could potentially be a very good idea, but then again, the kind of RNG and randomness of it, I don't think would sit too well with people. The current model, you know what you're going to get, you have the choice, and you know if you put those materials in, that is what you're going to get. But with this new system, this concept, which was created by Joe Designs, by the way, I'll put all the links in the description down below so you guys can go down there, check all this stuff out for yourself. This concept idea is essentially saying all vending machines are basically the same across the map. You put in a load of materials, you have a high chance of getting something good, but you could get something really bad. And that's what it is. There's no grey, there's no green, there's no blue vending machine. They're all the same. It's a mystery. You put it in, You risk it, it's your choice, you might get something good, you might get something bad. So I think that's a better way to deal with it, because then, you know, the current state of the game, if you have a squad of 4 people, and you see a blue vending machine with an RPG and it's like 300 wood, all 4 of you put towards that, you get 4 RPGs, bang. As long as your team's coordinated, you're essentially unstoppable, because if you're not really good at defending RPGs, or you're not a good player and you don't know how to push and you don't know how to block with building, RPGs are incredibly hard to defend against, because, you know, you're essentially a sitting duck. If it lands near you, then you're dead, basically. So a squad of 4 who just so happens to get lucky and find a vending machine can get as many RPGs as they want, as long as they've got the materials, and no one else can, because they don't know where the vending machine is. But with this, it's a risk reward. If you have 4 squad members with 500 wood each, one could get a scar, the other guy could get a pistol, the other guy could get a jump pad, the other guy could get a shield. You know, it's one of those, like, not everyone is guaranteed to get something amazing out of it, which I think is a good way to balance it out, because at the current state of the game, if you get a golden one, all 4 of your friends could get a scar. It's going to take a little bit of time to get the metal together. It's 500 metal, I think it is, for a scar. Either 500 metal or 500 wood. In any case, it's 500 of a material per person. That's 2,000 wood. That's a lot of wood to be wasting on a scar, but you know, you can get it. You will get it if you invest that time in getting the materials. 4 people with golden scars, or 4 people with rocket launchers, is a nightmare to deal with. But if it was completely random in this mystery box system, it would be at their own risk. They might get something good, they might not. It just makes it a little bit more... It makes it fairer for other people that don't have the vending machines near them, because the person who has them, it's their risk, they're losing out on wood, so they're already at a disadvantage as soon as they trade in those materials, because they've lost that building advantage, they've lost the opportunity to defend themselves, they've lost that pushing advantage if they waste all their wood trying to get something good from this vending machine. But if they do manage to get something, then, you know, obviously luck's on their side and they've managed to get it, but they're also 500 to 1,000 wood down at that point, and they've had to spend so much time gathering materials that the other people that don't have a vending machine are going out and getting kills and getting resources for themselves. So it kind of balances itself out with this concept. Now, I also had an idea as well about trading in guns that you don't want for materials. So say, for example, you get like 3 pistols or 3 SMGs or 3 ARs or whatever, and you don't want them. You could, like, I think it'd be a good idea for you to trade in a certain type, you know, a certain amount of a weapon type in order for materials back. So say, for example, in a vending machine, you have 3 pistols and it's like 300 wood. You can trade in those 3 pistols and get 300 wood back, or maybe a little bit less, like 200 or something, just so you can get yourself materials. And, like, you know, because it kind of like recycles and reuses the weapons and items that are in the game, because no one's going to pick up a grey pistol at the end of the game. No one's going to touch it. Like, no one in their right mind would pick up a pistol and use it unless it was for a challenge or something. So having those on the floor and no one picking them up, if a system was implemented where you could pick up these unwanted weapons and trade them in for wood, that would make them reusable. They would suddenly be sought after for you to get yourself materials very quickly. Because if you go to like Salty Springs or Retail Row or even Tilt, I mean, not so much Tilted because people are always there, but, you know, to the other towns mid to late game, there's SMGs, there's grey ARs, there's pistols, there's revolvers all over the place because no one wants them. You can pick those up, take them to a vending machine, get some wood, and now you've benefited from what other people don't want. And it just reuse it recycle, you know, all of the items and weapons in the game, because everything will have a use. And I think that's a really good idea. So that's just my opinion, guys. Let me know what your thoughts are down in the comments below. I would love to know what your thoughts and opinions are on this concept and on the topic I just talked about trading in weapons for materials. I think it's a good idea, but what do you guys think? Leave a like on the video if you did enjoy, guys. Subscribe to the channel to keep up to date with all the new amazing Fortnite content coming your way. And there is a Fortnite V-Bucks giveaway going on right now. Top link in the description down below. Click it, follow the steps, and you'll be entered to win some V-Bucks at the end of this month. And with that, my name has been Sleakozzy. You guys have been amazing, and I will see each and every one of you in my next video. Goodbye, guys.